Hey, it's your boy Jay Blue here. I'm in Bangkok, Thailand, exploring this city for the first time. It's pretty exciting. It's a very large and very hot city. I'm here my first day walking around, checking out some of the major sites, and I just got in a dog fight. Well, I didn't get in a dog fight. A dog ran out and bit me, and I lost. I ran away. But I'm outside the Golden Mountain Temple Complex. I'm gonna check this out and see some of the other sites. So let's go take a look. So, something I discovered very quickly yesterday. Bangkok's metro system sucks, and it is not a very walkable city, unless you are a very patient person and can deal with extreme heat. So, to remedy this, I'm going to rent a motorbike. Well, I'm walking through this really cool market down by the ferry terminal. I just picked up some really good food, and I'm looking for a cell phone holder for the handlebar of a motorcycle I just rented. That way I can securely drive around and not lose my phone, and also look at my GPS simultaneously. So yeah, let's check this market out. Where I am to the city center. Quite delicious. I just hope it hasn't been sitting out for too long and give me food poisoning. But very good flavor. Well, other than the market being pretty cool and getting some delicious food and a Coca-Cola served in a plastic bag, I was, however, unable to find a cell phone mount for the motorbike, so I will have to keep looking. Well, driving around Bangkok on a motorbike is incredibly crazy. So Vietnam, crazy place to ride motorcycles, but Bangkok I think is even crazier, and I think there's two reasons. One, there's so many people here, it's a huge population, and it's a big mix of bikes and cars. There's actually more cars than bikes, which makes it a little bit more difficult. So you're constantly lane splitting everybody and still going pretty fast. And then secondly, they drive on the left-hand side. And as an American who's driven on the left-hand side a couple times, but not to this extent. So it's wild. It's wild. But I'm so glad I got a bike, so now I can get around. I can go see all the things I want to do, and hopefully make this trip a lot more convenient. So I've been driving all over Bangkok last night and today, and right now I'm out in front of the Grand Palace. So I'm gonna go check this out and then check out some of the famous waterfront temples that Bangkok is really well known for. Something to always keep in mind when you're visiting religious sites is clothing and attire. At this temple complex, they had the most strict rules that I'd ever seen, and they were adamant about the attire that people wore. Women could not come in with shorts or skirts or showing too much skin. They had to be covered up, and so if you weren't dressed appropriately, they have lots of vendors selling pants and shirts and all sorts of stuff to make sure that you are appropriately attired to enter into the temple complex. Something else to keep in mind is that it is culturally inappropriate or culturally offensive to take pictures of the Buddha inside the temples. And I see a lot of tourists doing this, and I'm going under the assumption that they're just unaware. But it's perfectly okay to take pictures of the temple itself or outside the temple, but it is considered quite offensive to take pictures of the Buddha himself. And here at this temple complex, there is quite a bit of literature, information, signs, and billboards telling you what is and what is not appropriate with the Buddha image, such as tattoos and things like that. Traveling around Bangkok, one of the things you have to do is take the canal boats and the ferries. They're some of the most convenient ways to get around town, but they're also a great way to see the city and travel at the same time. So it's like 15 baht to get on them, ride around. That's like 10 cents. and you get a great view of the city and some quick, easy transportation. I've been to hundreds of temples in my life, and I have to say that outside of the Grand Buddha complex in Kaohsiung, Taiwan, this is the most impressive Buddha temple complex I've ever seen. It's not so much the size and scale of it, which, although it is grand, it's the attention to detail, the color, the textile work, the intricate inlays and unique color patterns that you see throughout this temple. Heyo! So I just got back from the Wat Arun temple complex, which is probably the most famous one right on the river. That if you look up pictures of Bangkok online, you'll see this beautiful tower complex right on the river that's really well lit up at night. It's like this, super famous, very picturesque temple complex right on the river. The name for it, however, in English, is the Temple of the Sunrise. Apparently some king was coming down the river looking for a new place to establish a capital city or something, and came across this temple at sunrise and was just like blown away by it. But it seems to me that every temple I go to just keeps getting better and better. Bangkok is very well known for temples, but I gotta say that of the few that I've been to, they just progressively get more and more epic with the design, structure, layouts, architecture, and like attention to detail that you see in all these. As for traveling around Bangkok, if you're going to be here, I highly recommend that you get a motorbike. Although, unless you have some confidence and some skills, it's a very treacherous, very scary riding around. The lane splitting bikes, the lane splitting of traffic, going for like 2 kilometers at like 30, 40 kilometers an hour is just hair-raising. And then sometimes you're splitting traffic with oncoming traffic. So you're lane splitting cars with like cars on your left that are like basically parked in traffic, and then oncoming traffic coming this way, and you're like, ugh! It's super scary. The other way to travel around town, obviously you've got the tuk-tuks, the metro, the taxis, you've got Grab, which is like the Uber here in Thailand. But I think my favorite way to travel around Bangkok is definitely the ferry boats and the canal boats. They're just a beautiful way to sightsee while also like getting a convenient trip across town. So I've been in Bangkok now for about 5 or 6 days. A lot of this has been work related, so I haven't had as much time to see the city as I like. So this will be the first of probably 2 videos showcasing all the things that you can do here in Bangkok. But as always, thank you for liking our videos, subscribing, commenting, sharing these videos. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. All right.